You see, most people spend their lives looking up to others, wondering how they got so lucky, how they got so good. But here's what's fascinating. Those very people they're looking up to started with exactly the same thing you have right now, potential. Let me share something profound with you. In all my years of studying success and human potential, I've discovered that the difference between average and extraordinary isn't talent. It isn't luck. It isn't even opportunity. It's this fundamental decision to act as if you're the best. Now, some people might say, Jim, isn't that being arrogant? No, no, no. You see, there's a big difference between arrogance and justified confidence. Arrogance says, I'm better than you. Justified confidence says, I'm the best I can be, and I'm getting better every day. Here's what's fascinating. When you decide to act as if you're the best, something remarkable happens in your psychology. Your standards change. Your work ethic changes. Your entire approach to life changes. Isn't that interesting? Let me tell you why this is so important. Average people, and you know what average means? It means bottom of the top, top of the bottom. They wait to feel confident before they act. But the exceptional ones, they act with excellence first, and the feeling follows the action. You see, success leaves clues. And one of the biggest clues I've discovered is that successful people act as if they cannot fail long before they achieve success. They act as if they're the best in their field long before anyone knows their name. Now, here's something remarkable. When you start acting as if you're the best, you begin to notice opportunities that average people miss. Why? Because your reticular activating system, that's the part of your brain that filters information, starts looking for ways to prove you right. Let me share a story with you. I once knew a young man who started in sales. He was average just like everybody else. But one day he made a decision. He decided to act as if he was the best salesperson in his company. Not out of arrogance, but out of a commitment to excellence. Now here's what's fascinating about what this young man did. He started acting as if he was already the top performer. He dressed better than anyone else in the office. He arrived earlier. He studied his product more thoroughly. He practiced his presentations while others were watching TV. You see, most people want to wait until they become successful to start acting successful. But that's like waiting until you're in shape to start exercising. It's backward. The young man understood something profound. You don't become the best and then act like it. You act like the best and then become it. Let me tell you what happened next. Within 6 months, his sales weren't just good, they were extraordinary. Why? Because he changed his standards before his results changed. Isn't that interesting? He didn't wait for success to change him. He changed himself to attract success. Now, here's something remarkable about this principle. When you act as if you're the best, you automatically eliminate the behaviors that average people engage in. You can't act like the best and show up late. You can't act like the best and do sloppy work. You can't act like the best and make excuses. You see, most people have it backward. They say, when I achieve success, then I act differently. But let me tell you something profound. Success isn't something you pursue. It's something you attract by the person you become. Here's what's fascinating. When you truly act as if you're the best, your whole vocabulary changes. You stop saying things like, I'll try, or maybe, or we'll see. Instead, you start saying, I will, and I can, and it's done. Isn't that interesting? Your words create your reality. Let me share something powerful with you. The way you do anything is the way you do everything. When you act as if you're the best, it affects every area of your life. You can't be excellent in business and sloppy at home. You can't be world-class in your work and mediocre in your health. You see, this principle of acting as if you're the best isn't just about work or business. It's about becoming the best version of yourself in every area of life. It's about raising your standards across the board. Let me show you how this principle transforms every single area of your life. When you truly act as if you're the best, it changes how you approach your health. Average people say, I should probably exercise someday. The best say, my body is a high-performance machine, and I treat it that way. You see, it's fascinating. When you act as if you're the best, you can't eat like average people eat. You can't sleep like average people sleep. You can't think like average people think. Why? Because average actions produce average results, and average isn't what you're after anymore. Let me tell you something powerful about relationships. When you act as if you're the best, you naturally attract better relationships. Why? Because you've raised your standards. You won't tolerate toxic relationships anymore. You won't accept disrespect. You won't participate in gossip. Now, here's what's remarkable about your financial life when you adopt this mindset. Average people work for money, but when you act as if you're the best, you make money work for you. You start thinking like the wealthy think. You start investing like the wealthy invest. You see, most people want to be wealthy, but they keep thinking poor thoughts. They keep acting with poor habits. They keep making poor decisions. Isn't that interesting? They want wealth but act in ways that repel it. Here's something fascinating about your career when you act as if you're the best. You stop competing and start creating. Average people compete for existing opportunities. The best create their own opportunities. They don't wait for a chance, they make their chance. Let me share something profound about personal development. When you act as if you're the best, your appetite for learning becomes insatiable. Average people watch television, the best read books. Average people listen to gossip, the best listen to audiobooks and podcasts. You see, what's remarkable is how this principle affects your time management. When you act as if you're the best, you can't waste time like average people waste time. Every minute becomes an investment, not an expense. Let's talk about these daily habits because this is where the rubber meets the road. When you act as if you're the best, your morning routine changes dramatically. Average people hit the snooze button. The best jump out of bed with purpose. Isn't that fascinating? You see, most people start their day by reacting, checking emails, responding to texts, catching up on social media. But when you act as if you're the best, you start your day by creating, planning, visualizing, setting intentions. The difference is remarkable. Let me tell you something powerful about your work habits when you adopt this mindset. Average people work until they're tired. The best work until the job is done right. Average people look for shortcuts. The best look for ways to add more value. Now, here's what's fascinating about your communication when you act as if you're the best. Your words become more precise, more intentional. Average people ramble. The best articulate. Average people complain. The best propose solutions. You see, this principle even transforms how you handle problems. Average people see problems as burdens. But when you act as if you're the best, you see problems as opportunities to prove your capability. Isn't that interesting? Same problem, completely different perspective. Here's something remarkable about your decision making when you embrace this mindset. Average people make decisions based on their current circumstances. The best make decisions based on who they intend to become. They don't let their present situation dictate their future. Let me share something profound about your attitude toward feedback. When you act as if you're the best, criticism becomes valuable data. Average people get defensive, the best get curious. Average people take it personally, the best take it professionally. You see, what's fascinating is how this principle affects your resilience. When you act as if you're the best, don't define you, they refine you. Average people quit when things get hard. The best get better when things get hard. Let's talk about challenges because this is where most people reveal their true standards. When you act as if you're the best, challenges become opportunities to demonstrate your excellence. Isn't that fascinating? Same challenge, completely different response. You see, average people pray for easier challenges, but when you act as if you're the best, you pray for greater capacity. Average people ask, why is this happening to me? The best ask, what can I learn from this? How can I use this? Let me tell you something powerful about facing obstacles. When you truly act as if you're the best, obstacles don't block your path, they become your path. They become the very things that distinguish you from everyone else who quit. Now, here's what's remarkable about your response to failure when you adopt this mindset. Average people see failure as evidence that they're not good enough, but when you act as if you're the best, failure becomes feedback. It's just data pointing you toward your next improvement. You see, most people let their failures define their future. But when you act as if you're the best, you let your vision define your future. Isn't that interesting? Same circumstance, completely different interpretation. Here's something fascinating about your approach to competition when you embrace this principle. Average people try to compete with others, but when you act as if you're the best, you only compete with yesterday's version of yourself. That's your real benchmark. Let me share something profound about your standards when facing difficulty. When you act as if you're the best, you don't lower your standards because times are tough. You find a way to maintain excellence even when conditions aren't excellent. You see, what's remarkable is how this mindset affects your innovation. Average people wait for perfect conditions. The best create favorable conditions. Average people need everything to be right. The best make things right. Let's talk about problem solving, because this is where acting as if you're the best really shows its power. Average people see problems and say, that's impossible. The best see the same problems and say, that's interesting. Isn't that fascinating? You see, when you act as if you're the best, your entire approach to problems transforms. Average people look for someone to blame. The best look for solutions. Average people complain about problems. The best capitalize on them. Let me tell you something powerful about creativity when you adopt this mindset. When you act as if you're the best, you stop waiting for inspiration and start creating inspiration. Average people wait for the right mood. The best create the right mood. Now, here's what's fascinating about your mental attitude when facing obstacles. Average people say, I can't but when you act as if you're the best, you say, how can I? The question itself opens doors that excuses keep closed. You see, most people let circumstances dictate their performance. But when you act as if you're the best, you let your standards dictate your performance. Isn't that interesting? Same circumstances, completely different results. Here's something remarkable about your approach to resources. Average people say, I don't have enough resources. But when you act as if you're the best, you ask, how can I be more resourceful? They look for what's missing, you leverage what's available. Let me share something profound about your mental toughness. When you act as if you're the best, you develop what I call steel in your mind. Average people crack under pressure. The best become stronger under pressure. You see, what's fascinating is how this principle affects your preparation. Average people prepare until they think they can succeed. The best prepare until they know they can't fail. That's the difference. It's in the standards of preparation. Let's dive deeper into preparation, because this is where excellence begins. When you act as if you're the best, you prepare differently. Average people prepare until they feel comfortable. The best prepare until they're confident they can handle any situation that might arise. You see, most people think preparation is about knowing what to do. But when you act as if you're the best, you prepare for what could go wrong. Average people practice until they get it right. The best practice until they can't get it wrong. Isn't that fascinating? Let me tell you something powerful about execution. When you truly act as if you're the best, you don't just do things, you do them with style, with flair, with excellence. Average people do what's expected. The best do what's exceptional. Now, here's what's remarkable about your attention to detail when you adopt this mindset. Average people focus on the big picture and neglect the small details. But when you act as if you're the best, you understand that the big picture is made up of small details. You see, excellence isn't just about what you do, it's about how you do it. When you act as if you're the best, you can't just complete tasks. You have to complete them masterfully. Average people aim for completion. The best aim for perfection. Here's something fascinating about your approach to time. Average people see time as something to spend. But when you act as if you're the best, you see time as something to invest. They kill time, you multiply time. Let me share something profound about your energy management. When you act as if you're the best, you can't afford energy drains. Average people let anyone, anything access their energy. The best guard their energy like the precious resource it is. You see, what's remarkable is how this principle affects your focus. Average people have a to-do list. The best have a success list. They don't just do things, they do the right things at the right time for the right reasons. Let's talk about decision making, because this is where your standards become visible. When you act as if you're the best, every decision becomes a statement about who you are. Average people make decisions based on convenience. The best make decisions based on excellence. You see, most people think decisions are about choosing between options. But when you act as if you're the best, decisions are about aligning with your standards. Average people ask, what's easiest? The best ask, what's right? Isn't that fascinating? Let me tell you something powerful about the speed of your decisions. When you truly act as if you're the best, you make decisions quickly and change them slowly. Average people do the opposite. They make decisions slowly and change them quickly. Now, here's what's remarkable about your commitment to decisions. Average people make tentative decisions with escape routes. But when you act as if you're the best, you make committed decisions with backup plans. See the difference? One is about escape. The other is about success. You see, when you act as if you're the best, even small decisions become significant. Average people save their best for big moments. The best bring their best to every moment. They understand that excellence is not an act but a habit. Here's something fascinating about your approach to risk. Average people avoid risk to stay safe. But when you act as if you're the best, you take calculated risks to stay ahead. They play not to lose, you play to win. Let me share something profound about your relationship with fear. When you act as if you're the best, fear becomes a compass, not a barrier. Average people let fear stop them. The best let fear guide them. They know that what scares them is usually what will grow them. You see, what's remarkable is how this mindset affects your standards for yourself. Average people set standards based on what others expect. The best set standards based on what they know they're capable of becoming. Let's talk about growth and development, because this is where acting as if you're the best really separates you from the crowd. Average people grow until they're comfortable. The best grow until they're capable of extraordinary achievement. You see, when you act as if you're the best, personal development isn't something you do, it's who you are. Average people read a book when they have a problem. The best read books before they have problems. They're proactive, not reactive. Let me tell you something powerful about skill development. When you truly act as if you're the best, you don't just learn skills, you master them. Average people learn until they can do something. The best learn until they can teach something. Isn't that fascinating? Now, here's what's remarkable about your learning approach. Average people learn from their own mistakes. But when you act as if you're the best, you learn from everyone's mistakes. They limit their learning to their own experience. You expand your learning to all experience. You see, most people think growth happens in leaps. But when you act as if you're the best, you understand that growth happens in inches. Average people wait for big opportunities. The best make daily improvements. They know that small daily improvements over time create remarkable results. Here's something fascinating about your approach to challenges. Average people avoid challenges that might expose their weaknesses. But when you act as if you're the best, you seek out challenges that will strengthen your weaknesses. They hide, you grow. Let me share something profound about your relationship with discomfort. When you act as if you're the best, discomfort becomes your friend. Average people avoid discomfort. The best embrace it. They understand that growth lives outside your comfort zone. You see, what's remarkable is how this principle affects your daily habits. Average people have wishes. The best have work ethic. They don't just want to be better, they work to be better every single day. Let's bring this all together with daily disciplines, because this is where your commitment to being the best becomes reality. Average people start their disciplines on Monday. The best start them now. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They make the moment perfect. You see, when you truly act as if you're the best, every day becomes an opportunity to prove it. Average people have good days and bad days. The best have good days and learning days. They don't let circumstances determine their performance. Let me share this final and most powerful truth with you. Success isn't about what you do occasionally, it's about what you do consistently. Average people do what's right when they feel like it. The best do what's right whether they feel like it or not. Now, here's the ultimate test of acting as if you're the best. What do you do when no one is watching? Average people need supervision to perform. The best have their own internal standards that far exceed what others expect of them. You see, at the end of the day, acting as if you're the best isn't about comparison with others. It's about becoming the absolute best version of yourself. Average people compete with others. The best compete with their potential. Here's your challenge moving forward. Starting today, act as if you're the best in everything you do. When you wake up tomorrow morning, wake up like the best would wake up. When you work, work like the best would work. When you face problems, face them like the best would face them. Remember this, your life will never be the same once you truly embrace this principle. Average people wait for life to change. The best change their lives through their actions and attitudes. The question isn't whether you have what it takes to be the best. The question is, are you willing to act as if you're the best until it becomes your reality? Are you willing to raise your standards in every area of your life? Are you willing to do what average people are not willing to do? You see, success leaves clues, and the biggest clue is this: those who achieve greatness act with greatness long before their circumstances catch up. They don't wait for permission to be excellent. They don't wait for validation to be extraordinary. In closing, let me tell you this: the world is waiting for you to step up. It's waiting for you to act as if you're the best, because when you do, you give others permission to do the same. Your excellence inspires excellence in others. Starting right now, make this declaration: I am the best version of myself, and I act accordingly. Let this be the standard that guides every decision, every action, every response. Remember, life will pay whatever price you have the courage to ask of it. Average people ask for average returns. The best ask for and receive extraordinary returns. The choice is yours. You continue to act as most people act and get what most people get, or you can start acting as if you're the best and get what the best get. The gap between average and extraordinary is filled with daily decisions and disciplines. Your future is created by what you do today, not tomorrow. Act as if you're the best, because in truth, and you and is better than you unless you decide they are. Your potential is your only real competitor. Go forth now and live as if you're the best. Work as if you're the best. Think as if you're the best. Dream as if you're the best, because one day you'll look back and realize that acting as if you were the best was what made you become the best. That's the power of this principle. That's the transformation it creates. That's the future it makes possible. And that future begins now with your next action, your next decision, your next moment. Thank you, and remember, act as if you're the best, because you are the best version of you that exists. No one can do you better than you can. Now go out there and prove it through your actions, your attitudes, and your acting. Your time is now.